Hi, King Boomer. I cannot decide whether you look like a Civil War general or a communist dictator, but either way, I don't like it. Hello, Boomerites. What's going on? It's good to see you again. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be doing another Would I Lie to You reaction, but this one is, I guess we call it This Is My... I've done one of these before, but I think I've only done one. But I am ashamed to admit that I forgot that this was a part of the show, where you bring out somebody and then three of the people on the panelists, if you will, give them a description. You have to figure out which one of them is telling the truth on whether they know this person or not. I think it's really cool. The one time I did it, I remembered I had a blast trying to figure out which person that the person that they put on stage actually knew. You know, I feel like I'm getting my words really mixed up here, so sorry about that. But This Is My, which features Seanlock, David Mitchell, and Richard Hammond. And Ben, apparently, so I think they're going to bring out a guy named Ben. But this should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to this one. Now, remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want, and let's figure out who this guy is and who he's associated with. Here we go.
Please welcome this week's special guest, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Richard, what is Ben to you?
This is Ben, and I once convinced him that he'd been spooked by a ghost in a country house.
Sean, how do you know Ben?
Well, this is Ben, and I had to talk to him for over an hour to keep him calm when he got trapped in a portaloo.
David, what's your relationship with Ben?
This is Ben, and he very recently took me to my first ever football match. and was disappointed that I nodded off for a bit in the second half.
Now, I want it to be, right off the bat, I don't know if it is. Sean Locke's story seems a little outlandish, but the other, Hammond's and David Mitchell's seem plausible. But I want it to be David Mitchell, because all I'm thinking of now is he went to his first football match, and all I'm thinking of is that skit from that Mitchell and Webb look where he's like, football, football, all the time, because it matters to somebody, presumably. Look at the ball, look at it go. That's one of my favorite sketches of all time. It was, if I can steal one of your words, bloody brilliant. But anyway, I hope it's David Mitchell, but let's continue this and see who's got some compelling arguments here. Anyway, sorry.
Lee's team, where do you want to start?
Well, first of all, Sean, how was he trapped in a portaloo?
Well, it was the lock wouldn't open.
But why was it such a tense situation that you had to calm him down? Why is he panicking?
Because Ben, and I'm sure you'll notice that, I mean, you just have to look at him to know he suffers from a lot of anxieties. I mean, he looks so comfortable here, doesn't he? Just so relaxed under all these lights. He's not. Inside, he's...
Where was the portaloo?
On a campsite.
Had you met him before?
I'd seen him on the campsite.
And he'd nodded. Hello. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, you know what it's like. You walk across a campsite and you've got a toilet roll in your hand. Everyone knows, you know, where you're going. They sort of smile at you, so where you... It's like you've all been there. You've all been there, and you're walking across, you've got a toilet roll, and people go, all right, yeah. What again? And then they've got that what again look without saying it.
So did you go to use the portaloo?
No, I was going out of the campsite.
And you heard, what did you hear?
Well, someone sort of struggling with the mechanism.
Oh, no shouting at this point?
If someone, you know, it's a matter of politeness. If someone's making sort of struggling noises in a portaloo, you don't think you can do much to help.
Yo! This show is fucking brilliant, man, I swear.
I I like to think, and even if I could, I
so
don't
is
really
Sean
want to
Lock.
get involved in that.
Yeah, no, you don't.
As I was walking out, I thought, it looks like it was wobbling slightly. And I went back, I said, are you all right? And he went, no, I'm not.
And you talked to him for, you said, an hour?
Yes, yeah, we just...
Well, I'm curious to know what you filled an hour with.
Well, I just chatted about how his camping weekend was going.
Well, not very well.
So you're in the thing with him, and eventually what happened? What was the outcome?
Yeah, how did he get out?
The guy came,
He died in
the
there.
campsite manager came.
And then when he came out, you obviously the first time you'd seen each other.
Yeah.
And how was that? Did you fall in love?
I'll be honest with you, I think he was a bit disappointed. It was like a blind date.
Now, who else would you like?
No, it's not Sean Lock. You know, as great of a guy Sean Lock was, I can't see him sticking around for an hour at a campsite talking to this guy for an hour. I don't know. But also, here's the other thing that I'm thinking about. Maybe I'm overanalyzing this a little bit, but I feel like because Sean Lock and Hammond said like it's just like one instance where they interacted with this guy, whereas David Mitchell, his story implies that he knows the guy because this guy took him to his very first football match, you know? So there's that as well. So I'm really hoping that David Mitchell's is true and he knows this guy.
It's a quiz, Lee.
Richard, could you remind us again, please, of your...
I once persuaded Ben that he'd been spooked by a ghost in a country house.
And what was the story? How did you convince
Oh, he
him?
might have...
Well,
Sorry, if he's in a country house and convinced him he's spooked by a ghost, he must know him too, so... disregard what I just said.
he was in a separate room, and I saw like a stool and realised, hang on, I can hit the rafters, knowing where he was. That'll sound like footsteps coming towards him. So I did, and he believed it was a ghost.
Yeah, no, what were you doing in this house? Is this just like an empty house where people are...
No, we worked together in radio.
Yeah.
And we were doing a ghost hunt.
Why was Ben in the room by himself?
Because he just wanted to be brave and go off, and he'd sat in the scariest, supposedly most haunted room in the house, which happened to be directly above where I was in the hall.
And how high were the ceilings in the room that you were in?
But not fairly high, not massively high.
Well, how high?
If you think of me plus a chair, about that high.
That's a very low ceiling.
Oh, give up!
No, it is.
Really? Cheap shot.
I am 6 foot.
All
If I
right,
go
all
and-
right.
I'm just
We've got
saying,
it.
I'm 6 foot and it's great.
Is it?
Oh,
How
God!
did Ben react when you were making these noises?
Well-
did it spook him?
Yeah. He ran straight out through the door, which would have been running through where the ghost was.
Oh,
I
so
see,
he properly
right.
panicked.
Oh, God, absolutely terrified.
He was
Yeah.
Well, I know that about Ben. He does get very, very spooked. Anything like that freaks him right out.
He could open the lock on that door,
Yes.
you know. When did he find out that it had all been a wheeze?
I told him about 10 years later.
10 years?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You've let him live with this trauma for 10 years?
No, look at it this way, and I explained it to him like this at the time, because he was quite cross, because you would be. And I said, no, listen, you've dined out on that story. I know you have. You'd have told people at dinner parties, oh, the most haunted house.
Like people saying Nelson Mandela once rang me up.
Yeah.
David, remind us again, please.
This is Ben, and he took me to my first ever football match, and then was disappointed when I dozed off for a bit in the second half.
When?
Before we get more into David Mitchell's, Richard Hammond's, I'm not completely convinced, man.
What was this?
This was last season.
Oh, he's already got all the words, hasn't he? He has been training for this one. Last season.
What was the match?
It was association football. And it was between Tottenham Hotspur
Yeah.
and Hull.
And who won?
Tottenham Hotspur.
How do you know?
I went to it
And where is it played? In Tottenham or at Hull?
in Tottenham.
Do you remember the name of the ground?
What if I could? Would that make this definitely true?
I'm not willing to say how I feel about that.
Okay.
Until you say it.
I'm not willing to say how I feel about anything, but that's just because I'm British. Yes, it was at White Hart Lane. Thank you. Yes, I do have a research team.
Do you remember the colour of the kits?
Let's say one team was in white and the other team wasn't.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I still think that he's the one that's most likely telling the truth. I can't believe it.
What colour was the goalkeeper wearing?
Green. All over with a little tricorn hat.
What?
As I recall.
So, how do you know Ben?
He was at school with me.
OK, and if you don't like football, why would you have gone?
I'm an idiot. I like to... no, I was about to say I like to experience new things. No, I don't. But occasionally I get bullied into experiencing new things under peer pressure. He said, you're always slagging off football. Why don't you come along and the atmosphere will be great, you might quite like it, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll shut up for a bit.
Who are you there to support?
Well, vaguely. He's a Spurs fan. That's the shortening.
Nice.
I was broadly, hoping his team would win.
Do you remember the score?
I think there was one goal.
Well,
To the Tottenham Hotspurs?
Exactly, and it was on the basis of that the victory was declared to be theirs.
Excuse me 1 second, the dog's trying to get out. There we go. Go ahead. Once again, that dog wants to go in and out, in and out, in and out. I believe that though, because if you really like something and your friend kind of slags it off, then you want them to actually experience it before they slag it off, So I actually really believe that. So to me, David Mitchell's story is the most believable so far.
I think there was one goal.
Well,
To the Tottenham Hotspurs?
Exactly, and it was on the basis of that the victory was declared to be theirs.
Back to you in the studio.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Ben Richard's frightened friend, Sean's Portaloo pal, or David's matchday mate?
I don't see Sean chatting to somebody trapped in a portaloo. He doesn't strike me without laughing. Like
Yeah,
you don't...
it's true, isn't it? That is a very good point. I've known Sean long enough to know he would be going, oh, come on, everyone, let's push it over.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a toss-up between Hammond and Mitchell, but I think David Mitchell's the one. I'm probably just hoping it's him, but let's see. I'll go with David Mitchell.
Richard and the roof is where he lost me. Just the height.
Yeah, the height. It's too high for you.
No, just also like to exert enough force to hear it through the roof with your maybe you would have barely touched the, but then your height. When we looked, no.
I think they're saying that in a stately home, any person, however tall, plus a stool, they're doubted. It's not just you.
Oh, no,
it's just him.
It's not just him.
You said that like he was a Spanish ambassador and you was worried about being insulted. Yeah. I think, Ambassador, it's any person. It's nothing to do with your height, sir.
No, not Richard.
What about David in the football?
Well, it is possible that he would have a friend, I suppose. So
what are you going to say?
I suppose we're left with David, are we?
Yeah.
OK.
You think it's David. Right, Ben, would you please reveal your true identity?
It's gotta be David.
My name is Ben, and Richard spooked me by pretending to be a ghost.
Wow. Okay.
Really sorry, mate. Really sorry, mate.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Oh, damn it! I really wanted to hear about David Mitchell's first football experience. He was lying. Oh, That hurts. It hurts. I'm not even upset that I didn't get it, that I got it wrong. I'm just upset that it wasn't David Mitchell's story. You know? Because I'm still thinking that football. Look at it go, football. Oh, that was one of the greatest sketches ever. And I wonder, does anybody know if David Mitchell has actually been to a football match? Because that would be some good information to know. Because he seems like he hates football with a burning passion. Oh, man. I'm also shocked to learn that not everyone in the UK likes football. You know, of course, there's Americans here that don't like American football, which is our big sport that everybody seems to watch. But there are quite a few Americans who don't like watching American football. So I guess it shouldn't be that surprising. But that was good. I like this feature of Would I Lie to You immensely. I think it's really cool to hear all their stories, and then instead of getting, you got a 50 in the regular format, you have a 50-50 chance of telling if they're figuring out if they're telling a lie or the truth. But in this, it's 33.3. As Al Murray would do, 33.3 percent in finding out if they're telling the truth about this bloke. But good stuff. I like that. I like that a lot. And I hope you enjoyed the reaction, too. If there's any good This Is My stuff on Would I Lie to You, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, and stay safe. Peace out.